Hello, my name is Wendy Widger, and today I'll be doing a book review on I Face the Wind. This book is a 2004 Sibert Honor Book. The author is Vicky Cobb, and the illustrator is Julia Gorton. It's published by HarperCollins Publishers, and it came out in 2003. I chose three different genres for this book. First of all, nonfiction, because it does deal with some factual material. Picture storybook, as the pictures are very helpful. And also concept, because the whole book deals with the concept of wind and how we know it's really there even though we can't see it. It's 30 pages long and appropriate for kids ages 5 through 9. I'm going to start through and show you some of the pages by way of explanation. I really liked this beginning page. It gives a short explanation by the author and tells and shows a picture of some really basic household items that you'll need to do these experiments. And I really liked that it wasn't anything expensive or out of the ordinary that you would have to go out and purchase. In fact, it said if you didn't have balloons, you could even use Ziploc bags. So that was very nice, helpful, practical. This page is really fun. As you can see, the wind is blowing the girl's hair, but it's talking about how the wind can make your umbrella go inside out. And I love how she makes the shape of the umbrella out of the text words. And she does that on several different pages. In fact, the connection that I made in the personal reflection section was connecting it to a book that I've used recently in my music classroom called Swirl by Swirl, and that's by Joyce Sidman. It's a book all about swirl shapes that have to do with snails, and on one of the pages she makes her text go into a swirl where you have to keep turning the book to read the words, and it's kind of fun because it looks like a snail. Here on this page, it shows how you can use a bag to trap air and you can feel it. So even though we can't see the air, the wind, you can trap it in a bag, and that makes it a little bit easier to see. I really felt like the author did a very good job in this book of taking a concept that is fairly abstract, since we can't see air, and finding ways to make it more concrete for kids to understand it. And I got a lot out of it. It was simply done, very simple and to the point, and I thought it was easy to understand. On this page, she's explaining, and there's a picture of how you can use a coat hanger just hung on a pencil, and then you tape an empty balloon on one side. On the other side, you tape a balloon that's been blown up, and then as you hold the pencil, you can see that the filled balloon that has air in it is slightly lower, so we can use that to prove the fact that air has weight to it, and I thought that was really good. The last page I'm going to show you, over here, here's another example how she's talking about how wind can swirl around in a tornado. That's the fastest wind that we can see, and you can see that the text is in the shape of that tornado funnel, so that's fun. And then over on this side, you can see the girl is putting her hand under her nose to feel her breath, how that is one of the softest winds that we can feel. And that kind of springboards into the activity that I had planned on the document that I typed up. I would use some bouncy balls and have kids roll them across the gym floor, and then I've included a spreadsheet that I would use for kids. They would rotate through some different jobs and record how far the balls rolled, and then we would use that as a facilitator for our discussion about how, just like the harder you roll the ball, the faster the wind is blowing, the further it's going to reach, the further away you can be and still feel the effects of that wind. So I really enjoyed this book, I Face the Wind. I hope you enjoy it as well.